is it correct to say that God knows all possible thoughts, feelings, dreams, and potential actions of a person, but does not necessarily know which particular ones will be actualized? So, for example, would that mean that God knows all the most optimal potential paths for a given person, no matter what choice that person makes at a given point in time?
Well, yes. Syntax is hological, which means that it basically jumps between syntax and semantics in all possible directions. So God can exhaust the field of what can happen out there in reality. But still, there is a generative aspect to it. So God, although he knows all possible thoughts, feelings, dreams, and potential actions of a person, he knows them as they occur. He knows them in actuality only as they occur. In other words, only when you make them. The reason for that is obvious. You have free will. Basically, you inherit free will from God. Free will, that freedom, those degrees of freedom, certain degrees of freedom are inherent to God. So God, being self-composed, having nothing outside himself of which to make reality, uses himself as his basic components, which is why we're all images of God. All right? And that means we have God's freedom, and that means we have free will. So we decide what our thoughts, feelings, dreams, and potential actions are going to be. Right? So God has to wait for us to decide what those things are before he sees them. Okay, prior to that, everything is generated as a function of deterministic parameters and your free will, and also the free choices of others in one's environment. And you have to adapt to all of this on the fly. Okay? That's how we make our choices. We adapt to everything as best we can. We use our intuition, we use our data, and we adapt to everything on the fly. And God can aid in that adaptation because he sees what direction you're going in, and he sees possibilities unfolding and opening up ahead of you, and he can guide you if you let him guide you in the right direction to realize your dream. That's the secret of the whole thing. That's how reality unfolds. It's a telic unfoldment. It's Bohm's implicate order, right? That which is implicate becomes explicate. It is unfolded into the reality that we see around us, and that happens generatively. There's no fixed array in which that occurs. The array is generated simultaneously with its content.
Can I ask a follow-up question? So would it be fair to say that, God is using whatever has been actualized so far in a person's life and is using or extrapolating or analyzing what the possible routes are, and when the next choice is made, he does that again and again and again, just sort of recalculating? Or
yes, but he's not making your decisions for you. All he's doing is establishing certain tendencies that if you decide to follow them, you can be guided in the right direction, but ultimately you have free will. You have to take responsibility for your own life. This world unfolds generatively, okay? Every point in space-time is a new origin. Everything is happening new and fresh. It's happening from scratch everywhere. So you take responsibility for that, but God can guide you in the right direction.